Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Toon 215, and right now we're in the state of Pennsylvania. We're currently in the city of Philadelphia. Today we're going to be doing an updated walkthrough of American Street here in North Philadelphia. This was requested by one of our viewers. Shout out to Broski Bear, who randomly made a PayPal donation to the channel. I appreciate that. That helps my efforts not go in vain. So he asked to do an updated American Street walking tour, because I did do a walking tour of American Street a few years ago, and he was interested in seeing the change, seeing how it turned out. So now we're walking from the south end of American Street. As you can see, plenty of new construction on our left. This building on my right hand side is huge and it's new. This wasn't here years ago. Brand new. It's a living space. It's called the Dwell Luxury Apartments on 1321 American Street, North American Street to be exact. So we're starting pretty much where the original walking tour started at. I'll make sure to pin that video up in the comment section, so if you want to see the old version of it, you can check it out, so you can compare and contrast the difference. That one actually was edited in vlog style, not raw like how this one is. Normally I do my walking tours raw and uncut, but that one did have jump cuts, so be forewarned. But yeah, this is an updated 2022 walkthrough of American Street, which has been revitalized. Check it out. This whole entire thing is new. This was an empty lot, and before the empty lot, an old factory at one time. This is an industrial zone. You have the Crane Company building right there. They have several art programs in there. That building right there is called the Crane Company. We have some females in front of us. The female stopped to pet the dog. It's around 90 degrees right now. It's a bit warm.
That's gonna take my B-reel.
So a lot of this angle parking is people who are attending this art space right there, the Icebox project art space. There's a lot of different programs for, I remember at one point I took some of my students there, groups of kids there, to attend art classes and whatnot. Check this out. That's all new. There was actually nothing here but a lot. Nothing here but a lot. But as you can see, they basically added this giant building. I think in the original video, I had a tag up right here. It said Toon. It was an older tag up, and they finally took it down. It was on a fence. But on this part, this is the south part of American Street. Right now we're on the old Kensington side of American Street. As we walk through different borderlines, I'll tell you when we cross borderlines and we're in a different neighborhood. But this part has been gentrified, revitalized, and rehabilitated to the extent where now there's little pubs. Punch and Buggy Brewing, that was there a couple years ago. If you come here like on the weekends, we're on Jefferson and North American Street. If you come here on the weekends, you'll see a lot of people out here, now sitting out here at the outdoor dining tables. What's up, buddy? Wow, somebody that I did not know knew me. He just rode by on that bike. He said, Toon, he must watch. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for making it known that you saw me. Appreciate the support. Check this out. This is a completely new building, guys. Completely new, and it sounds like somebody's playing music. I like those Jeep trackers, but I don't like the music right now. Check it out. Yeah, he removed the doors. He pimping. You know why he pimping? Because his pocket's full. Because he ain't got to spend all that money on gas. That's a little 4-cylinder. He pimping. But check it out. Look at these are little eateries. Little eateries and places where people come and hang out. You see how they got the outdoor dining tables? I wasn't really good at Roman numerals. I'll be completely honest with you. I think I was absent the whole week they were teaching us Roman numerals in elementary school. I only know like the basics. What's X111? Somebody tell me. That's original what? I can't tell you. Oh, original 13. It said it on the van. I cheated. The van said it. So these are all new. Completely new. We're on Oxford and American. Oxford and American. Over there, you'll see new buildings. Now, one of the coolest additions that they made to American Street, if you watch the original video, there's new buildings everywhere, guys. Like dropped all along American Street. If you watch the original, you'll see how there was railroad tracks. And they were actually in the process of removing the railroad tracks. I documented American Street years ago before they even started removing the railroad tracks, right? And I have a couple motivational speeches where I walk down American Street and I spit some thoughts, spit some game, I guess you could say. But, hey, somebody waving, somebody saying hi. I have no idea who that is, but I guess they knew me. Somebody, that person in the black Ford. What's up, sir? Greetings. But right now we're walking by the Allure window treatment building. This building has been fixed up some. Check it out. Nice entrance. So yeah, like I was saying, this was an industrial strip. American Street was an industrial block, basically. There was a railroad track that ran straight through American Street, and it's been here for several plus decades. Check this out. This whole Cube Smart is a brand new facility. Check this out. Brand new facility. See, that's the reason why I documented certain areas of Philly, because I knew that the wave was about to come. I knew that change was going to come. Look at the sidewalks. Nice, clean sidewalks. Recently paved. That's Newman's Kitchen. They changed it. There was another business. Look at the smart trash cans with the solar panels. You can step on them and they open up. I told y'all the story about my high school buddy that got killed right here. Him and 3 other students. I think it was 4 of them in the car. Was it 4 or 5 of them? I think it was 4 of them. And they were coming from a party. It was like, I think 4 in the morning, something of that nature. And a drunk driver was driving up the one way and hit him. And all 4 of the students passed away, including my buddy, Esteban. Yeah, so there used to be railroad tracks going straight through American Street, right? We just passed Cecil B. Moore. Now, they put a jogging path, guys, and a bicycle path straight through the center, which is a pretty cool addition. But one thing they did was they tightened up the roadway. So this used to be like a good 2 to 3 lane street. Like, there was never really any traffic jams here. Let me take a break to show y'all this. Another new addition. You can't say I didn't tell you so. Look at this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And they worked their way up from southbound, which is close to Northern Liberties. Behind us was Gerard Avenue. So if you're not from the Philadelphia area, we're near Gerard Avenue, which will take us to Fishtown, or it will take us to Northern Liberties, Ludlow, and so on. And we can even go to Center City. We're not far. We're like from where we're at right now, where we're standing, we're probably like 10-minute drive from Center City, from City Hall and all that stuff. The train's nearby. Look, as a matter of fact, we're on the walking path. So check this out. So right here in the middle, there used to be train tracks, leveled with the ground, train tracks. Now it's funny, you see how there's a concave? Concave meaning that it's like denning in, and this is flat surface. Well, back in the day, to my knowledge, I'm talking about several decades ago, when this was more raw and industrialized, the railroad track was elevated, and from what to my understanding, from what I've learned, these streets right here were concave. So I heard that they used to put a lot of like they used to steal the cars, burn them, and this street was really deserted back in the day. Basically, really deserted. Look at this. So that was a lot where I used to walk my dogs. They bought that building and they scraped up the lot. There's no more grass there. Yep. And we're walking on the walking path. So you can ride bike here, jog. A lot of people jog here. Check that out. I used to always love that factory. I had a fascination with that factory. I'll be honest with you. Because to me, I felt like that was the closest thing that we can get to like a Philadelphia Hollywood studio. I always say, like, if I won the lottery or something, like, I will make him an offer for this big boy right here. But guess what? They already bought it. Yeah, it was available a couple years ago. They bought it and they turned it into several different things. There's a neon museum of Philadelphia in there. There's a guy who likes collecting neon signs from all different decades, different generations. And he's a collector of signs. So he made a little museum there. Look at this is where they sell granite, slate, countertops and all that stuff, kitchen and bath stuff. American Metal Molding Company. I think they closed down that facility right there, but this is still open. Providence. Oh, what happened to the Philadelphia sign? What? They removed the Philadelphia sign? I didn't even notice. There was giant letters there that said Philadelphia. So right now we're in the middle of the street, and as you can see, there's still the path. Cars are not supposed to drive through here. You see the separation? Cars are supposed to just drive in that little lane over there. This is that factory, and look, they got outdoor dining over there. Little spots. If you come during the weekend or at nighttime, there'll be people out there eating and drinking. There's a bicycle company over there called Keystone Bicycle Company. Fixie bikes, sports bikes, and all that. Let me get out of the street, but as you can see, it looks like people were burning out here. You could look at the ground and see that the ground has donut marks from doing donuts. So we're gonna continue walking northbound on American Street. Behind us is southbound. On my right is eastbound. On my on my left is westbound. So the owner of this, I remember, used to have a really clean silver Acura NSX. A really nice one. One of the only ones that I've seen in my lifetime in person. I think I only seen like 2 in person, and I think one of them was his. We're on Burke's side. American and Burke's. Now right there, on that corner, there was a gigantic scrapyard. It used to go and recycle metal, copper, aluminum, radiators, lead, cast iron, and so on. That was a scrapyard. It took the whole block. A couple years ago, they closed it down. And I believe they did that because they are allowing the soil to get cleaned up, because there's a lot of harsh chemicals in scrap from the refrigerator stuff, like the coolants and stuff. So you go down there, in 3 blocks, you'll hit the train station. And you can go to Center City, you can go to West Philly, or you can go to lower Northeast Philadelphia, Market Frankfurt Terminal. So this right here used to be a scrap yard. I've even scrapped there myself, right? So they closed it. And most recently, while I was on the 48-state cross-country journey, I started Googling and just out of curiosity, seeing if some of these projects that I remember were being started before I left, see if they got worked on. I saw the blueprints, the schematic, like the demo, that's what you could call it, of what this block right here is going to get turned into. It blew my mind away. It's going to be the same thing that we just saw in the beginning of the tour. Gigantic building full of lofts, luxury apartments. First floor is most likely going to be commercial space. And then guess what? They want investors to invest in their idea, right? $10 million project for that building right there. If I'm correct, if I had the numbers correct, you could Google it. It's on Burke's and American Street. Burke's and American Street, Philadelphia, PA. And I was kind of disappointed when I saw that the real estate agency tried to market that as Fishtown's hidden gem. This isn't Fishtown. They way off with that. They way off. I don't know if that's like they're trying to, soften up the neighborhood as a selling point so people can feel comfortable, because Fishtown has a pretty good rep compared to other areas. Not the best rep, but compared to other areas. Look at this Zebo. Zebo's name backwards. Z-E-B-O. My youngin' Zebo. He did that with a fire extinguisher. He's been really doing that all over the city. I've been seeing a lot of that. Look, granite pieces everywhere. Look at granite pieces. They actually sell granite here too, and in the back they used to sell pounds of chicken. So when we used to make pinchos, we used to get the chicken and the beef from here, but they relocated. Their new location is now at 2770 Jasper Street, Philadelphia, PA 19134. They sell all different types of things: granite, marble, cabinets, flooring, and so on. But even up to this corner was all the scrapyard. Look at another smart trash can. We're next to the 57 bus route, so you can take that bus to head northbound towards like the Roosevelt Boulevard, or you can head southbound towards like the movie theaters. Well, what used to be the movie theaters in South Philly and all that stuff. Look at a new building right there on Phillip Street. Yo, you guys don't even realize the amount of, gentrification that's been taking place. Look at little sidewalk amenities. They got the trees. They planted the trees. Now, Philadelphia rapper Petey Crack is from that block over there. That's his hometown neighborhood, you can say, where he grew up at, on 3rd and Norris. We're on American and Norris, but that block right over there. And they're building new houses right across the street from where Petey Crack was from. Petey Crack got signed to Rockefeller, to Jay-Z back in the day. He was with Beanie Siegel and all them with State Property. But this is his hood. There's a couple other rappers from the area close by, or that used to hang around here. Like Meek Mill used to hang around the corner on Lithgow, on Diamond. So there's a couple other people from the area. The up-and-coming rapper Drama B2R shot a music video a couple blocks up from here on American Street. When we pass the lot, I'll let you know. This church right here, Iglesia de Dios Pentecostal. I remember I had an uncle who passed away, and they did his funeral there. His funeral, he got killed 2 weeks before his 23rd birthday. So, virtual tour, buddy. Yeah, he asked if I was taking pictures. Now we're doing a virtual tour, buddy. So, this lot right here is gonna be taken over soon. As you can see, it's fenced in. Usually when they throw these temporary rental fences, that's what that means. Now, that little flat fix shop, they're holding on to a to a gold mine. I said a landmine. They're holding on to a gold mine because the person that owns that right there owns that whole entire block. It's all fenced in. He keeps his tires back there, new and used tires. And I think they're Indians. And I'm sure he's just holding on to it until it's the right time to sell. They offer him a couple million for that whole block. You know what I mean? Because he can't be making that much money from the tire shop. Now, don't get it twisted. That tire shop be pretty packed. They do inspections of tires there, but see, look at these are the new amenities that they add. Look at, they already tag up on it. Look at, they tag up on it. So, but as you can see, the sidewalks are all fresh. The line work is fresh. You can see the bike path. Greetings. We're passing Diamond and American. Yeah, he was looking at me, so hey, greetings, sir. And he gave me the peace sign. But this was supposed, from what I heard, I don't know if it was rumored, they were supposed to make a cookie factory here, and it never happened. That's a brand new building over there. Then you got these little older warehouses, There's a couple for sale on the next block, which again, I aspire to own something of this size, of this magnitude, but I gotta aspire to become a millionaire first. Look at that, that's Chase Food. Since 2008, they revitalized that building some. Backflow preventer, tests and inspections, plumbing. Joe the plumber. So, I guess Joe the plumber works out of this building. So some of these buildings have been repurposed several times. Look at, they just put their gates here, and they put cinder block wall. But I bet you, they store stuff behind it. Yeah, I see pickup trucks. I see, it looks like ice cream trucks or like lunch trucks. See, that's the 57 bus right there on my left. Got a nice tiger painted there. I like this building right here. It says Art and Industry. Does it? Yeah, Art and Industry. I like this building. Look at, see how it says Art and Industry? I like that. And it's 2-story. And it got a garage. You know how many cars I could probably fit in there? Oh! Look at Zebo's, Gas, and Dean. Yeah, man. So as you can see, Mr. Broski Bear, it cleaned up a lot. I mean, American Street wasn't really like a troubled area, at least in my generation. I'm born in '88. Oh, this is a local garden. It's a little rough, but it's maintained by this building right here on my right, the art industry building, and a few locals back there. I mean, it was never really like a troubled area when I grew up. Like, I used to hang out here when I was a kid, as far as like ride rollerblades, ride bicycles. I actually learned how to drive on this street at 9 years old in a 1988 hatchback Honda Civic. At 9 years old, I learned how to drive automatic here. And then when I was 13 years old, I learned how to drive stick shift on this block in a 1985 Mazda RX-7 GSL SE rotary with posi rear. This is like the ideal street, especially back in the day before they confined it to one lane. This was the ideal street to teach somebody how to drive because it was very little traffic. It was the ideal street to learn how to wheelie. I even believe that I documented my wheeling process here on a pedal bike about 2-3 years ago on my 2018 SE Beast Mode bicycle that I unboxed brand new from the box. I documented that here too, and the train tracks were still here. Look at, so this building has been here for quite some time. Oh, we passed the water factory, electric factory, one of the old Philadelphia electric factories. But they're repurposing a lot of these buildings. There's a childcare center here. I think there's some type of martial arts business right here on my right. Right here, boom. Daniel Gracie, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and self-defense. In case anybody's interested in getting their self-defense on. You got the Kofco building. Oh, they're leasing it. They closed it down. Wow, I used to walk by that when I was a kid to go to school. I used to go to school around the corner. It used to always be packed with cars. Wow. I bet you somebody offers them the right money. Look at this trash. So as we walk, we already walked through like 2 different neighborhoods on American Street. We started off at Old Kensington. When we got to Cecil B. Moore, we switched over to North Square. Now we're in West Kensington. And we'll walk up to Lehigh. After we get to Lehigh, we cross over, we'll be in Fairhill Badlands. So, hey, this is for sale. If somebody watching want to be very generous and buy it for me, you can sleep over. You're welcome to sleep over. Say no. I'm gonna have somebody hold me to that. They're gonna buy it for me, and then they're gonna be like, Toon, I'm sleeping over forever. This is a little church on my right. It was like a row home style building, but they hold Pentecostal services. So they're repairing it, trying to revitalize it, make it look a little bit more presentable. I guess since the whole entire American Street sector is getting cleaned up, it's like you kind of gotta get with the times, you know, if not you get left behind. All right, we're passing Dolphin. So this block never used to be angle parking, but as you can see, angle parking everywhere. This is the Yokohama Seafood Company. Yokohama Seafood Company. Now, to my knowledge, there was a lawyer who, I forgot what year, maybe 2003, 2002. I can't recall exactly, but they were growing Mary Jane in this building on my right, and it got raided. There was a huge raid. I believe that was the story. I can't remember the exact quantity of like what was caught. I could have sworn it was like 300 plus plants. I don't know. I don't want to tell you guys inaccurate information, but I know there was some business partners who were renting this building on my right for Mary Jane, and they ended up getting caught and raided. So I don't know the full story there. It's so long ago. So this lot right here, you see it empty? Now, as we're walking towards West Kensington and we walk towards Lehigh, we're getting towards, this area has been redone. Yes, they redid the street. Yes, they removed the tracks. Yes, there's a jogging trail that runs all the way up American Street. Yes, the sidewalks are new. There's new little amenities. But there's not a lot of interest in revitalizing these buildings yet. And some of these buildings are still being used. For example, that Kofco giant factory right there, I believe they still deal with furniture in there, office furniture. This little building right here on my right, there's a distributor, like a wholesale food, candy distributor and all of that. And I think they might sell, I don't know if they sell beer. Oh, there's a beer distributor on the next block. On Second and York. We're on York Street right now. on American and York. On our right's the 200 block of York. On our left's the 300 block or 299 block of York. We're on the 2300 block of American Street, approaching the 2400 block of American Street. But they did all of those little additions. And you see those little black poles, those little short black poles that's right there at the intersection? They're actually installing them in many different areas that were pretty rough. For example, like the Kensington area, they began installing them there. And in other areas that you wouldn't expect to see those little additions. And those little additions are the beginning of gentrification. Check that out. That little girl right there with the jumper always reminds me of my sister. For some apparent reason. Back when I was like 8, 9, 10, my sister's 2 years younger than me. That's how she used to look. So that lot right there across the street, I got some scooter videos of me wheeling my scooter in that lot. But Drama B2R, the Philadelphia rapper who's not far from here, he lives a couple blocks away from here, he's from the area, shot a music video in there on that lot right there. It's on YouTube right now. It has over 2 million views. Drama B2R. He shot that music video right there, and the homie Drew shot it for him. It's a Philadelphia rapper named Drew. Really dope rapper. Really dope rapper. And he shot it for him. I actually worked on a music video here with the Michael Jackson impersonator Michael Trapson. Yeah, I was contracted to shoot some B-roll footage. And it was right there at nighttime. So this lot right here is still relatively empty. There's a fire station right there on the next block. There's a fire station. And as you walk closer towards Fairhill, you begin to see more and more trash, more and more dumping. You know, a little bit less of an unkept area. You know what I mean? But as you can see, still in the center. They still got that walking path. Still got that grass. Now, the thing that I noticed when I got back to Philly from the 48 state cross country trip that I did not like was that grass needs to be maintained. What do I mean by maintained? When I came back, it was woofing. Like, it was so much weeds and so much tall, just not leaves, grass. It was like 3 or 4 feet tall, and I'm like, yo, they didn't think about that when they added that to this neighborhood. Somebody's always gonna need to get paid to maintain it. Look at this. It looks like we're walking through a safari. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is all unkept. Now, this lot right here, at one point, several years ago, I recall a homeless encampment setting up shop right here. A couple dozen tents. And it was on the news and everything. And they came and kicked them out, and they put this fence. They put the fence because they didn't want people staying here. Yo, this is super unkept. I literally got a duck. Like, I'm walking like Hidden Dragon, Crouching Tiger. Oh my gosh. I feel like I gotta do the Matrix. Dig it. So we're in West Kensington. We're about a block away from Lehigh Avenue. Now, after that, we got about 3 more blocks till we get to the end of American. Then we'll cross the street, make a U-turn, and come all the way back down. I'm gonna walk both sides for you so you guys can get a good look at it. Look at even little blocks like this, they're building brand new houses. Look at that. That tall one is a brand new house. And there's only but like 7 houses on that block. There's literally only like 7 houses on that block. I bet you the original houses went for like 60, 70 grand, or even less back in the day, 30 grand, 25 grand, 15 grand, right? And now the new ones are 300,000, 400,000. Look, classic, nice classic, really tiny blocks. All right, we're approaching Huntingdon and American. That's the 57 bus across the street. You see it? East Coast Furniture. There's a fire hydrant on all the way up the block on Palethorpe. Speaking of Palethorpe, this morning, today, as you guys are watching this, because If you're watching the premiere of this, the date this was uploaded, this was shot the same morning. Normally I shoot things several days in advance, but lately, since I got back to Philly, I just been trying to do things in somewhat real time, at least the same day, if not the day or two before. Not drastically, like several days to a week in advance. But today, in the morning, it was reports somebody got stabbed up on Palethorpe. But by the time police got there, he was gone. So, thought I'd make note of that. Now, if you come through American Street at night, it's pretty lit up. It's really nicely lit. Those are the little amenities that they changed. They added the new poles with nice white LED lights. Look at this, is Wendy's. That Wendy's was the last addition to this little food cluster here. Right there at Rite Aid, there was a giant factory back in the day. A giant factory, and then they knocked it down and they made Rite Aid. So like in the year 2001, 2000, there was a factory here. Over here, surprisingly enough, if you remember my Lehigh tour, Checkers got closed down. And from what I'm hearing based on the comments in the comment section, people are saying, Toon, a lot of the Checkers in Philly got closed down. That's crazy, because when I was traveling across the country, I saw many Checkers open and many Rallies still open. You can see a Zebo tag from all the way over here. You see it on the side of that wall, big as heck. See how big it is in red, right behind the gas station? He did that with a fire extinguisher too. Literally, I've caught about 20 of his fire extinguisher tags throughout the city. As big as 15 feet tall, as small as like 7-8 feet tall. And that's all within the last 2-3 months since I've been back. All right, so we're on Lehigh and American Street. I've talked to y'all many times about this corner. I did many tours in this area and all the areas we walked through today. They're scraping up the street because they're gonna repave it. They're doing some work. So we're gonna cross this street. I'm gonna cross on a red because I'm burning up, but it's okay. They got a yellow now, so that's cool. Now they got a red and we're good to go. You see we got the cross hand. I keep saying cross hand. I said that in a couple tours. The little cross figure, the little mannequin dude, that's the stop hand up top now. This is Plaza Americana. There's Isla Latin, or I'm sorry, I said Latin. Latin Cuisine Bar and Lounge, post office, check cash. The sun is beaming. I'm burning up, y'all. Yo, I'm burning up. When I mean I'm burning up, yo. It's hot as ever. Sheesh, there used to be a bank here. Bank got robbed. Oh my gosh, it's hot. There's a little wine and spirits right here on my right. It's pretty popular. If you come here during a bad day, there's a line wrapped around the corner. Yeah, it'd be pretty packed. All right, we got probably like another 2 blocks or so, to walk, and then we're gonna have to make a U-turn and come back on the opposite side. There's a little beer distributor on my right. On my right, we also have Congresso. Congresso used to be an abandoned factory, but they created it to a non-profit organization for the Hispanic community. It's called Congresso. So they have like social services there, after school programs, workforce development, things of that nature. We're in the shade, that's awesome. We're on Somerset and American. Once we cross Lehigh, now we're in Fairhill, the Fairhill neighborhood. Look at the mosaic artwork. So this area is probably like rougher than where we started at in Old City. I mean, Old Kensington. Old Kensington has already been gentrified. There's really no drug solicitation in that area. People hanging out on corners. There's really not too much drama in that area. In this area, Fairhill, they still get it in. So there's still activity in this neighborhood of all sorts. Yeah, still a rougher area, and it's primarily Latin based. meaning Hispanic residents. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and so on. Primarily Puerto Ricans. There's Caucasians that live here. There's African Americans or Black Americans that live here. But it's primarily Hispanics. And that's a school they added over there. I believe Pan American. All right, we got one more block to walk up, and then we're gonna make a U-turn and walk back. And I got a nice long walk back in the heat. And it seems like the shade is on this side, so that's the part that sucks, is that the opposite side isn't gonna have the same amount of shade. You see, I'm walking in shade right now. I really like walking in shade. Here you go. This school is relatively new. I think they made that within the last decade and a half. Trujillo Center. Pan American Academy Charter School. That was not there. And all of this back here did not look like this. Look at this, new sidewalks. Again, they followed the same theme over there. They actually stopped the jogging track on American Street. So now they still continued with the grassy center, but they stopped the rest of it. The walking trail. Yeah, you walk up here, this is where you get to hang out in Cambria, Masher in Cambria, Howard in Cambria, Hope in Cambria. You could go to like Kip, you could go to Lee Street, Swanson, and all those blocks, which are historically tough blocks. Zebo. We got more Zebo hands. Seems like Zebo's getting a real highlight here. It's one thing to see hands. I'm referring to graffiti. It's one thing to see hands and you see them all the time and you recognize the hand, but you can't put a face behind it. It's another thing to see a person's hand and you can put a face behind it. So a lot of these graffiti artists, I don't know every single Philadelphia graffiti artist. I can't put a face behind every single name, but I can put a face behind a few dozen names. It's a few dozen people that I know their face. So Zebo's one of them that I know his face, and I know of him and whatnot. And yeah, he's getting busy. He out here. All right, guys, so we're at the end of the early north side, and I'm gonna say early north side, lower north side, because you also got American Street that runs to South Philly past Center City, but that American Street is residential. It's a lot tighter block, meaning it's not as wide and industrial like this one. And then if you go to Alany, to that American Street, which is like upper North Philadelphia, if you go to Alany, that neighborhood, that American Street is also residential too. So it's just a traditional block and it has houses. This is one of the only American streets in Philly that is like this. That is, oh, they're selling pinchos right here on my left. Yeah, so, my bad, I smiled at the lady because she looked at me. Yo, on the next block, there was a firefighter that passed away. Well, fire inspector. Building inspector that passed away like 2.5 weeks ago. Right down the next block, there was a house that was on fire. Not a house, it was like a business, like a chicken joint, I think like a pizzeria chicken joint, and it was on fire, unsafe structure. Supposedly he said it himself. He said it, but he lied. He said that it was naturally set, but they got him on camera leaving around the time he said. So anyway, now they're holding him responsible for the murder of the fire inspector that passed away because the building came tumbling down and he got stuck in it and he died. So where that building is at, around the corner, they have a memorial for the fire department inspector. I think he's a building inspector. They're the ones who come judge if it's a safe structure or try to see if it's man-made problems or if it was natural causes. All right, we're passing Birch. This is Birch Street. Now we're walking southbound on American. So we're walking down the opposite end, basically. We're walking down the opposite end. We're walking south. Behind us is north. On my right is west. On my left is east. So if you wanted to go to West Philly, you gotta go right. You gotta go to like Lehigh and just shoot right and work your way to West Philly. If you wanna go to like Camden, New Jersey, or to the Eastern Corridor of Philly, like Richmond, you gotta go left. If you wanna go to South Philly, you wanna go to Pat's and Geno's, you wanna go to Center City, you wanna go to the Spectrum where the ballpark and all that's at, you gotta go straight. You gotta work your way down 2nd Street or 95 and just go straight. If you wanna go to like Uptown, Upper North Philly, Cheltenham and all that, that's behind us. All right, we're gonna continue walking. We're on Cambria and American. We're walking past the Trujillo Center and American Academy Charter School, am I right? As you can see, that giant, oh snap, look at that Kensington truck. Ah, look at that, y'all. The truck says Kensington truck, next stop. Help with energy bills, clean streets, job placement, tool lending, affordable health, care sign up, benefits enrollment, block party, healthy, home repairs, home buyer education. Look at that. That public service from the Kensington truck. That is an amazing service to offer my community. There you go. And people ask me, look at basketball courts. People ask me, they say, Toon, but what are they doing to help the community? Is there anybody out there that's trying to help the community? I guess that answers your question. That's one of many resources that aim to help the community. Yo, look at this little soccer court. My bad. Yo, that was decent. They made a little soccer court for the kids. Like, that's an official soccer court. I don't even play soccer. I don't care for soccer, but look at that. That's dope. That's dope. Oh, you can see the Philadelphia skyline from here. Hold on. See it a little bit? You see it peeking over the buildings? Look at these little details. This wasn't here years ago. This whole corner wasn't like this. There was no plants here. None of that was here. They added all of these little details to try to brighten up, AKA gentrify the community. Those little things will help bring up taxes, and it would also welcome investors. It'll welcome new residents who may consider purchasing a home or some property in the area. For example, this giant lot right here. If you from Philly and you from North Side, then you know this used to be a little carnival. They used to host carnivals here every year, every other year. And it was the most ghettoest carnival ever. There was rocks on the ground. There was all types of glass and objects on the ground. It wasn't a lot. But there'll be a Ferris wheel. There'll be the little spinny things. There'll be all the carnival rides smushed into this little lot. Also, where Julio de Burgos is at, you can see Julio de Burgos from over here. If you don't know what Julio de Burgos looks like, then you can't see it because you don't know what I'm referring to. But locals know exactly what I'm referring to. Right there on 4th Street. Before Julio de Burgos was there was a lot there. And guess what? They used to hold carnivals there too. Like those pop-up carnivals, they would come for like a month or so. You could buy like the little wristband, ride all day, or you can buy tickets. The Plaza Beer, Isla, Latin Cuisine, Bar and Lounge, Wine and Spirits. That's the Pastrana Plaza to my knowledge. All of this is new. There was never center parking here like this. The center sidewalk was not there. The center trees were not there. It was all train tracks. All train tracks. This was Cousins Supermarket. I don't know what it was before Cousins acquired it. Because as long as I've been a kid, I always recall a Cousins being here. That's because I'm relatively young, 34 years young. So there, it looks like it could have been a Pathmark. I don't know if you're watching this and you remember what this was in the 80s or in the 70s. Let me know what this was. As of recently, it was a Cousins food market, but it got closed down. It got cited, and now they're selling the building. The building is available, and they gated it all in. Cousins food market. I was never a big fan of Cousins. Look at all the signage is new. Like this right here. Look at this signage. That's new. That's new. Even these signs are new. Those signs are brand spanking new. You can tell just by looking at them. That big castle-looking building that's over there from the distance, you see it? It looks like it's something from out of the Gotham movie, Batman and Robin. I'm the solution to all problems, because I stay in the hood with a Batman, because I stay robbing like Gotham. I gave him the kiss laugh. Say nah. What you call them? That's Episcopal Hospital. That's connected to the hospital I was born at. You go up here, you head to like 5th Street, Cinco and Lehigh. I did a walking tour of Lehigh already. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. And like I said on plenty of tours recently, I did all of these neighborhoods several dozen times. You got food trucks here that are starting to park up here. They've been here for the last, I think, a couple months to years. They applied for the permits and all that stuff. So now they're out here. Yeah, so all of these blocks we're passing. I got driving footage going through all those blocks. I've documented many of these blocks. I did walking tours through many of these blocks, daytime and nighttime. I have a couple other videos too, like me on scooters, me on supermoto. I got, I believe, a drone video over around the corner on Masher and Lehigh. I flew the drone and I was like narrating from above. Look at those classics. I really like these classics. The two on the far right are nice. The buggy's cool. Punch buggy, no punch back. Punch whoever next to you. Your mother, your brother, your father, your sister, your niece, your nephew. Look at this. What's this? A Datsun? Z300? Z200? What is that? I can't tell. It looks, oh, look at that. Look at that red one. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, and they got another one over there. Oh, there's two more over there. So to me, whoever owns this building probably is buying those cars and collecting them, because this is not an automotive building. But the owner probably parks them here because he owns the lot. Might as well. He don't got to pay storage to keep his classic cars elsewhere. He can just buy the classic cars, bring them to his property. East Coast Furniture. That place burned. That's been several things there already. Little rinky-dink shops. Right now I think it's an automotive shop on the other side. And they were selling like furniture and stuff. What it was before that, I'm uncertain. The little bike racks, that wasn't there. That was not there, guys. And I don't advise you to lock your bike up there and leave it there all overnight. No way. You'll come back and it'll be gone. Look at Zebo. Look it up on top of that building. It says Zebo Soar. How art's really done. See that? Zebo. That's the same artist that we've been talking about since the beginning. Zebo Soar. Like dinosaur, Zebo Soar. Oh, Reeve. I actually know this youngin' too. Like, I've met him personally. Reeve. He's an art student. R-E-A-V-E. Reeve. Yeah, he actually went to a pretty good school in Center City, Philadelphia. He went to a good school. Chung Fook Farm Trading. So, as we crossed over Lehigh, now we're back in West Kensington. So this is the West Kensington neighborhood. You notice how the sidewalks have been brand new straight up and down American Street. You know how much this project must have cost, this revitalization project? Oh my gosh. A couple million. Probably, I don't know, 80, 90 million. I don't know, because cement ain't cheap, asphalt ain't cheap, man work ain't cheap, and it took a period over, I think, 3 or 4 years, give or take. Yeah, it must have been a very expensive project. And like I said, the maintenance on it, on the long run, I wonder if they thought about the longevity, because when I came back from the cross-country trip, this was woofing. It was tall, it was like a little safari, and I was kind of unhappy. I was like, yo, why y'all take out the tracks to put that and then not maintain it? But it looks like they came and they lawn mowed it or whatever. Look at the trash can is full. Yeah, those are the solar trash cans. I don't know if they're compactors, I don't know if they compress it or what, but look at Zebo. You see the you see the fire extinguisher hand up there? Yo, Zebo playing no games in 2022. I see you, bro. I see you. Oh man, it's kind of warm. This used to be a cheese factory right here. Matter of fact, the cheese factory was right here, this lot, and it burned down a couple years ago. And when it burned, First of all, when you used to drive there, it used to stink. Cause I don't know if you know, but cheese stinks. Cause it's spoiled milk, so you know you would expect it to stink. But when it burned, oh my gosh, it was like a stenchy stench in the air. This is where Drama B2R shot his music video with over 2 million views. And Michael Trapson shot his music video here for the Thriller remake. He did his own remake. Oh, look at this. You wouldn't believe me unless I showed you. Zebo. Look at those new houses. There's 2 of them there. They were the first 2 on that whole block. The whole block is still empty. But you see they built 2 brand new ones. That one still hasn't been finished. It'll be a matter of time before a lot of these lots end up getting bought and used too. Look at that. American Supply Company. I shot a vlog right back there with my scooter on my Toon Be Chillin' YouTube channel. TOONBECHILLIN. Toon Be Chillin'. That's my other YouTube channel, one of my other ones. And I had rebuilt my whole scooter, painted it like a rainbow fluorescent color, my little Willy scooter. And I took it there to shoot some final shots. When I painted it, it looked nice. You used to come here and see a lot of office furniture out here, office chairs, desks, things of that nature. You can hear the firefighters because the fire station is on that block. Matter of fact, look at the fire engines right there. And I see a Zebo fire extinguisher. It says ZEB, but he didn't finish the O. So our city's heroes are out there fighting the fight, fighting the good fight. It must be tough wearing 60, 70, 80 pounds of gear in a 100-degree day, fighting fires which are already hot. Think about that. Oh man, incredible. I had an opportunity to become a firefighter if I wanted to, but I was never really into that. I have a buddy from the area, one of the students I used to work with. His pop was a firefighter. The Bermudez family, and he was real cool. I knew his wife, I knew both his kids, his daughter, his son, and his occupation was a firefighter. And he was really pro firefighter. He would try to get anybody that he believed in to get in. And if I would have used him as a reference, then I would have had a 99.999% chance of becoming a firefighter. But I always turned it down. He used to see me, he's like, yo, what's up, man? We waiting for you? And I was like, nah, bro. That is not it for me. I can't stand the heat without fire. Can you imagine putting me in one of them big old suits and then add fire to the mix? Oh my gosh. That is not a good recipe. That's a recipe for failure. That's that factory I was talking about, that they had the drug bust there many years ago, around 2003, 2002, 2001. I don't know when exactly. This building is available. Would you like to purchase it for me? Can I start a GoFundMe for like $7 million and you guys help me get this building? I promise you my quality of YouTube content will come up dramatically. I'll start shows, I'll start segments and everything. Yo, it'll be lit. John Walsh Elementary School is over there. That's the elementary school that I went to. We just passed Dolphin. Oh man, it's hot. That building's for sale. I like that one too. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I like it because it's 2-story, and then it also got the little garage, so you can drive in it. Oh my gosh. This is nice too. They got 3 garages. If I would have won that $1 billion, yo, I would have bought everything on American Street. Holla at your boy. I want that, and that. It's like, no, but then again, you gotta pay taxes. You know, so you don't want to go crazy buying tons of factories, and then you gotta pay $100,000 a year on that one, $200,000 a year on that one, $90,000 a year taxes on that one, and so on. Maintenance, upkeep, and all that BS. But one good factory, and I think I'll be pretty content. then and only then will I feel as though I've made it. Until I get a factory, I'm gonna still feel like a loser. And some land would be pretty cool. Some land somewhere in the middle of the United States. Like in Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Arizona. That'd be cool. But I would totally not visit my own land in Arizona until the winter. Seriously. Y'all could go take a crap on my land in Arizona in the summer and I would not be there to stop you. By the time I come back, I'm gonna see all these dried turds from all the YouTube people who said, screw you, Toon, we took a crap on you. Yo, that's gonna be priceless. That's funny. But come winter, because we just went to Arizona recently. We went to Arizona and surprisingly, we didn't get caught in any heat. Same thing with Texas, Arizona, California, New Mexico. All of those states that are normally hot, normally that are well over the hundreds for a month, 2-3 months straight, 110, 120 degrees and so on. We got blessed when we visited those states. It was livable temperatures. It was like 80s, 70s, 80s. It was really nice, really nice. So we got lucky. That was the main thing that I was dreading. Look at, they're selling that too. Man, it sucks to be poor. Yo, it sucks to be poor. So many things. Like I'm here window shopping on buildings. Thanks a lot, broski bear. Now I gotta get my weight up. You know how much substances I'm gonna have to distribute across America to buy that building? Say nah. The only substance I'm distributing is water, and right now I could use some high quality H2O. Sheesh. I wonder how many calories I burnt. Probably should download an app so when I go on these walks, I can figure it out. So we're passing this Chase Foods business. I believe they distribute like poultry, different meats like pork, beef, chicken, frozen goods, eggs, and all that stuff. Look at right here, there's their fleet of trucks. So they distribute all of that stuff. Oh, look at that factory over there. I forgot to tell you about that factory. So that was abandoned for many years. They revitalized it. Now they call it Gotham. The Gotham Tower. It says it right up top. You see that water tower? It says Gotham on it. So that's pretty cool because earlier I used the reference of Gotham. And yeah. I used that Gotham reference from an old rap that I wrote when I was a kid. Like not a rap, but like an old bar, like a bar that rhymed. To me, when I was a kid, it made sense. You know, when I was a kid, I call that nursery rhymes. It's my nursery raps, cause my bars is weak, son. But the bar went like, I'm the solution to all problems, cause I stay in the hood with a Batman, cause I stay robbing like Gotham. I don't know if that makes sense. Oh, look at this is the dude's tire lot. Yeah, he got all of this section off, so he's sitting on a gold mine right here. I'm telling you, he's sitting on a gold mine. And a lot of those little blocks over there, when you walk more towards 5th Street, they're building a lot of new houses. Tons and tons and tons of new houses. Yeah, he got an RV back here. Yeah, if I was, I kind of need that cargo box that he got on the roof. Like, yo, oh, hey, let me keep that, John. Let me keep that, John. You don't need it. It's up there getting faded. If any of my viewers in the Philadelphia area have a Yakima or Thole roof box, those cargo boxes that go on roof racks that they want to donate to me for stylistic and aesthetic purposes for my Honda, feel free. I'll stop by and I'll pick that joint up. I'll take a picture with you, man. Say no. But yeah, I need me one of those cargo boxes. Oh man. Wow, what happened to the dog? There used to be a dog that was back here. Hope he didn't pass away. He probably did, man. Yeah, so this is all connected to that property. PD Crack was from over there. PD Crack's not making music anymore, at least not to my knowledge, but he does play a part in Philadelphia's rap history. He's Puerto Rican and Black American. So he was mixed, and when he used to rap, he used to also use like Spanish references. Petey Crack was hot. I don't care what nobody. Look at Zebo. Zebo again. I don't care what nobody say. Petey Crack. When I was growing up, like, that was the man. He had his own flow. He had a high pitched voice. I used to like his references. The Mac go ring. Petey. I remember, you could catch me in the hoopty, chilling all calm and coolly. Got all these bitches trying to screw me. Give me the coochie, sperm running all down Gucci. I forgot the bars. I haven't heard that John in a while, but yeah, the Crack Files, PD Crack. Oh man, I know y'all probably heard me. Take a shot for every time you hear me say, "Oh man." You're gonna be drunk by the end of this thing. Take a toke out of your bong every time you hear me say, "Oh man." You're gonna be stoned. You're gonna be on cloud 9. Vato locos forever. Simon Holmes, chale. No more locked doors. Pip pip Cheerios. Good day, mate. So this is the scrapyard on my right hand side. Well, what was once the scrapyard now is a $10 million project soon to come. And the craziest part is they drew up the whole blueprint and everything, but they're looking for investors still. So if you want to invest, you got to go to that website that I talked about that showed the projection of what they're trying to make here, and you got to invest. I guess they want people to help fund the project. But this whole block on my right is going to be taken up soon too. What doesn't help is that it's sunny as ever, bro. It is super sunny out here. Oh, a couple times they had festivals out here. I ain't never mentioned that. I forgot to mention that. But closer to Lehigh, you can see Temple University from down here. Temple University is over there. You take this straight up on my right, you'll run into Temple University. Yes, the college, Temple University. It's in the hood. It's in North Philadelphia. Yeah, walking in the sun blows. And I got vitiligo, so the sun doesn't treat me so good. Like the other day, I was in the junkyard in Passyunk, down South Philly on 61st. And I was removing some parts from my vehicle. I was out there for like 2 hours, baking in 100-degree weather. Bro, tell me what my hands where the vitiligo spots are at was like reddish orange, and you press it and it like, normally I'm not the type to get sunburned. I don't get sunburned. I'm not the type that gets like really red. Like I'll get a little tan and I'll brown out a little bit, but I don't get sunburned. But the other day, my skin, the vitiligo area in the sun, oh my gosh, it was stinging. Like it hurt. It's really bad. So I can't wait for the winter. I'm looking forward to like fall, winter. You know, like sweater weather. That's my type of weather. I can't deal with the heat. The heat makes me an unhappy camper. Check this out. Donate arts, crafts, vintage, salvage, fabric, textiles, and more. Yeah, so they got that building, man. Beautiful building. It's huge. Beautiful building. A lot of these buildings are beautiful. For example, you can find a link on hiddencity.com that talks about this strip we're walking up. That says, a lonely delivery truck driver drives down North American Street on a snowy January morning, rolling past the few large active warehousing businesses that have located here in the past 20 years. They are but hints of the dozens of freight depots, coal yards, dye mines, fiber mills, candy factories, lumber yards, sheet metal manufacturing, box makers. 70 years ago, competed for workers and legendary industrial complexes like the Gretz Brewing and the Stenson Hat, which employs 3,400 men. What? On American Street, a growing manufacturer holds on? Yes. Wow, so look at that. There's a lot of history here, guys. A lot of history before my generation. I don't know it all. I only know a little pinch. You know, my pinch. I can add my little zesty pinch. Well, not that type of zesty. We're not talking about that type of zesty. No way, Jose. No more locked doors. I'm sorry, no. No. But like, as far as, you know, like the salt dude, that's what I was referring to. Like the little salt shaker dude. I can drop my pinch of knowledge that I know about the area. And yeah, I'm sure that there's somebody out there that's 60 years old. There are stories of American Street. There's somebody out there that's probably 80 years old. They got their own stories. Believe it or not, there might be somebody 90 years old somewhere in this country or on this globe that remembers American Street from the 1930s, 40s, 50s. You know what I mean? But until then, folks, y'all gotta listen to my boring little 1990s stories. 1990s and 2000s stories. Old band, I see you, old band. Old band tagged up on that store over there. That's another face that I could put behind his hand. Restaurant Lechonera Principe. He wrote his name. This is the corner that my buddy passed away at in the car accident. This is that Cube Smart building. It's pretty new. Yeah, when my buddy passed away there, that was kind of rough. Cause that same weekend I was supposed to go on a trip with my other buddies to, was it Bloomsburg? I think, was it? Yeah, Bloomsburg University. One of my buddies attended college there, so we were gonna go for a party. And I missed it. My neck caught a cramp last minute out of nowhere. One of the worst Charlie horse cramps in your neck of a lifetime. And I don't get those, but just randomly, check out that Chevy. That's pretty cool. Clean Corvette. So long story short, I missed that trip. So that group of friends on the highway to Bloomsburg got into a car accident. The tire blew up, the car spun around doing at 80 miles an hour. One of my buddies, shout out to Nilo, his nose got split open, his face smacked the back of the headrest, and his nose split right open. So he had to get like facial surgery, like from a plastic surgeon to fix his nose. And I was supposed to be in that car. But that same weekend that they got into an accident, Esteban and his 3 buddies got into an accident here, and they all passed away. A pickup truck, drunk driver driving up the one-way, killed him. That sucks. But I remember when I was in college, I had went to Art Institute of Philadelphia, digital film and video production major. I had a public speaking class, which was one of my favorite classes, public speaking. And public speaking, I did a project on trying to persuade the viewer or the watcher to not drink and drive. And I used him as a reference. My buddy Esteban that passed away. You see that factory over there? Look at it. You see that burgundy factory over there? It used to be a bank on the first floor and all that. I actually did a vlog in there. It's on my page. In 2018, I did a vlog in there. And I found like old checks from the 1950s, 1960s. I even took one of them, put it on eBay and sold it for $7. It was a check of $100, but obviously it was no longer valid. But I know that there's collectors out there. So I think I still got a whole pack of those checks, all signed checks to different employees. I took them as like, what's that called? Like a souvenir. But I put one on eBay to see if it would sell. I sold an old ancient piece of paper, not ancient, but an old outdated piece of paper for $7. And I had like 100 of those checks. So if you think about it, if I sold each one for 7 times 100, I probably low-key found $700. I could convert those old checks to real money on eBay. But I did a virtual tour. I even shot a music video in that building too. But I did like a vlog and all that in there. Showed you guys I climbed through the basement window, I went inside the building and all of that cool stuff. That's back when I used to do the urbex exploring. Nowadays, there's rarely any buildings to urbex explore. Because they're all getting rebuilt and revitalized. Like if you want to get some old buildings, like you got to go to the outskirts of like North Philly, more on the western side, because the eastern side is pretty much all rehabilitated and brought back to life. Look at that church over there. In my drone demo reel, I got an aerial cinematography demo that I made. I flew my drone around that cross. Very epic cinematic shot. Very epic cinematic shot. The Muslim mosque is over there. If you go down this direction, it's like a Muslim school and all that stuff. Passing New Liberty Distillery. New Liberty Distillery. There used to be a gigantic swan painted on the side of this building. I mean, not a swan, a crane. Look at that, that's all new. That's what we walked by earlier, the clay studio. So we walked by all that stuff earlier. That's why I came this side, so y'all can see like another vantage point. The Icebox project, inliquid.org. So there's a bunch of different suites here, different artists and whatnot. It was like also rental space right here. I remember they had for like galas and stuff. And down here's closer to Northern Liberties, which is a hipster area. It's gentrified, pimped out area. And it's not far from Fishtown on our left. We're still in Old Kensington right now, but if you cross Front Street, you'll be in Fishtown. Like 3 blocks away, you'll be in Fishtown. And on our right, like 4 blocks to our right, you cross over Fifth Street and you'll be in Ludlow. Those areas are already gentrified also. You're not far from Poplar. You're not far from nothing that's not popular. That ain't make no sense. You're not far from nothing that's not popular. that warehouse right there used to be abandoned, and they turned it into lofts, and they revitalized it. It's like MMA, fighting, training. Yeah, Fuji. Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Yeah, another jiu-jitsu spot. What are the odds, right? 2 of them on American Street. And look at, and then you keep walking down here, and you get to Acme and all that other stuff. There you go, guys. So this is a little updated walkthrough. I'm sorry I didn't have all the maximum knowledge and details your growing minds desire, but hopefully you learned a little something and got a chance to see an update. Again, thank you all for supporting and showing love. I appreciate that donation you made, buddy. It's the thought that counts. Thank you. Have a great day.